So I haven't uploaded in a couple weeks, mainly because obviously this tank has come down to its last few weeks, and there's haven't been much to really upload other than updates, which there isn't much to really update about on anyway. So that's why last week there was an upload, which was the first time in like 5 years I haven't uploaded weekly, but that's all fine. But I wanted to update guys today on really the tank, and then I want to kind of tell you guys what I'm thinking about the rescape, because I've been obviously thinking about what I actually want to do, and I think I now have a basically an idea of what I'm gonna do, scape wise. So before we get into that, the tank itself it's actually doing pretty good. Obviously, the Monte Carlos, it's, I wouldn't say it's doing that much better, but it is somewhat better. Obviously, you guys can see for yourself. It is a lot more green now. Obviously, it's not gonna fully. We're gonna rescape this tank by the time this would ever have time to fully recover, but it still looks good. And all the Bakupa is finally growing back to the top. I mean, this area over here is still kind of growing, but a lot of that was replanted a few weeks or month ago, probably now. So all this stuff is finally just starting to actually grow. So it wouldn't take long for it to shoot back up. And then obviously that Shrepens is going crazy. All the ones back here are getting really tall, and they're getting really bushy like I like. And then these are getting really tall, and these are about the same. Haven't done much on those because I think I trimmed those not too long ago too. And then so I've been letting everything kind of just grow crazy right now. I'm not gonna trim anything. I don't think I'm gonna do any trimmings anymore. I think I'm just gonna leave it and grow it out until its final days. But overall, I think obviously my fault on the Monte Carlo not keeping track of how long the ADA's been in here, because obviously the ADA soil only lasts so long, even though ADA soil is the best. It is the best soil you can get that will, and plus it'll last longer. That goes for any premium soil substrate. It just lasts longer usually, and obviously it has more nutrients. But ADA lasts maybe 2 years if that's the most you can usually get out of it, and that's about how old this tank is. So obviously it was my fault for not keeping track. So that's mainly basically what happened is the substrate basically lost its nutrition, and the Monte Carlo just kind of hasn't had enough to feed off of, which is why kind of some parts were dying off. And of course, I could fix it easily with the root tabs and do all that, but at this point, it's like, to put more money into it when it's just gonna get turned back out, it looks fine, and we'll just leave it how it is. But so the rescape wise, I have like a tiny picture. It's like the worst picture ever, but it shows you guys the idea. Basically, I still want to do a rockscape, but more have it central. So have obviously you guys can see what I'm trying to say here, but have just maybe 2, 3 main rocks in the middle here, kind of just whatever direction. I just don't know what type of rocks I'm gonna receive or get, so I just kind of have to play around with it. But try to do a central scape, and then just whatever smaller stones I can get, whatever, just try to make it real cool and do something different, and you know get real detailed with it, do a real central. And then I think the front will definitely be a sand, and then I don't know if I'll take it up to size or not. It just depends how the scape ends up working out. But then there'll definitely be ADA again through the middle, and then towards all the back will be ADA. So not as much ADA this time, which would be nice. So it get kind of expensive, because if I had to do a couple bags, it's easy $100. So I think another one bag will get us this time. I think one bag is all I need, and then we'll do the 88 La Plata sand, which looks really nice in any scape. I mean, that sand. And then they also have a Carvalho sand. It's a little more tan, but I like the La Plata. It's it's like more on the white side, but it's not like too white where it looks almost fake. It's just a real nice. It looks real good against Sear stone, so I think that's what I'll go with. And then I'll get real detailed of this time. I'll really, you know, chip up some rocks and really sprinkle them, and just get real cool with it. Just try something new. And then So plant-wise, I'm still not sure like exactly just what plants. I know what I kind of want to do, but I just don't know what. I know I want to have some reds in here. Probably just one red, honestly, just one type of red. Unless I want to get crazy, it just depends. I'll probably plant it and eventually like add some new stuff when I get more ideas. But I think I want to do some type of red in the back, maybe do a mixture, maybe do just a couple stems in the back, two or three, and then depending on how the rockscape works out, I definitely want to do something between the rocks. I might do Anubis again, or I do Bruce, or just do something, or I even might do, because before I was going to do a carpet again, and I still might do a little bit of carpet in the back, but maybe it would be cool to get a pot of Monte Carlo again, and maybe stuff some Monte Carlo in the cracks, and make it kind of just like grow down and hang down from the rocks. That's also a cool look that a lot of people do, are starting to do. I'm seeing, so I might even try that. But other than that, I don't. I just don't know until I actually get all the rocks and really play with everything. Obviously, there'll be tons of videos on that stuff. We'll have so many videos to upload then, because I'll show you guys just every little step I do once that happens. But I think I'll order about. I think I'll. Why not do another like 60 pounds of series stone? Because they come in the place I get my series stone. They come in orders of 30 pounds each, so I do 2 orders, which is a ton. What you're seeing right here is 30 pounds, so that's way more than I need, but at least I'll have a variety to play with, because last time, I mean, I only had the money to get 30 pounds, and what I got was what I got. I had to make it do. So it's like this rock right here, why it's like white. It's just what I had, so I just had to go with it. So this time I should be able to get a lot of rocks that match real well and really make it look good this time. There's nothing wrong with the white. I mean, it never looked that bad, but I think we can make something a lot better this time. But this rock, I think I will reuse this rock. It depends. If I get something way cooler, then I'll use that. But this rock is really big, you can see, so I really want to try to reuse that. I might use this and move it to the right and then do something to the left. I just don't know yet, because you can use this rock and kind of tilt it, and it'll really look really bigger than what it is. Right now I kind of have it turned where it looks smaller, but I think this rock will work really good in the new Scape. And then a couple of these other rocks, this one's going to go because that one's kind of white too, like this one. This rock I'm definitely going to probably reuse. It's just a good rounding rock where I can just shape something real good. And then this one, I don't know yet. This one's also a good kind of rounding rock, but we'll just see what happens. Again, until I get the Scape going, I really don't know what's gonna, because this tank really isn't as big, so I can't get ahead of myself. There's not much. There's just not much space to work with here, so who knows? We might not have room for much, but I think we can definitely fit another couple big stones in here and do some cool. The tank will definitely be smaller in volume, because obviously they're going to take up way more volume and rocks, and there's going to be less gallons at the end of the day. But that's fine with me. I mean, the stock for this tank, I don't really plan much. I definitely want to keep the auto sinkles in here, maybe even get more. Get another like 10, 12. I think there's already 15 in here, so I don't know until I rescape, because I don't know how many are in here, because they're hard to count, because they're always hiding, or some are out and some aren't. So it just depends. I might just keep what I already have in here, and that'll be fine. And then I do want to do some shrimp, definitely some high-dollar shrimp. Just do something real cool. And I think for now on my stock, I just want to do something that's different. You know, everybody almost has the same things nowadays, which nothing wrong. But I just want all my tanks like just do something cool and rare, just different that nobody ever sees every day. Just make mine a little different. So definitely do some cooler shrimp. What that might be, I don't know yet. There's some cool blues and purples that I could try out and look into. But and then I think I want to do one school of fish. That one school of fish I'm still kind of deciding on. I just don't want to do something cool. Just do like a group of like 10 or 12 or something. Maybe even 12 to 15. It just depends what I can fit in here. Because shrimp and autos ain't going to take... I mean, the filtration on the tank is going to be pretty large compared to what... I'm going to have an Osei 350 on here, so it's going to handle anything I put in here. Obviously, we don't... At the same time, though, we don't want to overstock the tank, but... I think one school of fish and then a shrimp and auto sinkless. I think that's perfectly fine. I mean, what we got in here now, the snails, and I think in total we maybe have a dozen of fish in here, so I think it's gonna be no different than what we have now. But oh, and then the last thing I want to say, I know we talked about getting like an 88 tank and making this a quarantine tank. I really don't think that's gonna happen now, just because ADA, they don't really make a size similar to this, and the closest thing is a tank that's even smaller, which is 17 gallons, and I don't want to go smaller, so I'm just gonna stick with this for now. It still looks nice. I mean, it looks just like an 88 tank, but obviously 88 tanks are just a tad bit nicer. But this is gonna be totally separate from the new tank, so it's not like they're gonna be side by side no more. So you won't even tell. This will be in a totally different room, so I'm fine with it. And then for quarantine, I might actually still end up getting another tank of some sort for quarantine, but that would be totally different topic. But other than that, if you got any of you watching have questions about anything about this tank, what plants I'm using, stone filtration lights, any equipment, definitely let me know. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.